let's get this out of the way. Bloomberg's reported a large round, $11 billion valuation, a big raise. Any comment, please?
Well, you know, you read the same reports that I do. Congratulations on getting a scoop. But no, I don't have any comments on rumors as of yet. But interesting to see that news is starting to trickle out.
And you appreciate why we have to ask. The main point is that Oura has some momentum. So you actually have shared some, not just financial metrics, but operational metrics, right? I would call it the installed base of customers has grown. Just explain what that data signals to you, Tom.
Yeah, well, we have shipped 5.5 million rings in the history of the company, but half of those have come in the last 12 months.
Right.
So as we've doubled our business, we've doubled the number of people who have rings just in the last 12 months alone. And we think actually that's showing up in our revenue. Obviously, 500 million last year was what we reported. I think this year we're going to do $1 billion in revenue, and if we think in 2026 we're probably going to sell our 10 millionth ring.
Tom, between Ed and I, we try to divide and conquer on all the wearables and use them, and I'm the Oura ring user in the house, so full disclosure. And look, we have seen real iterations and changes to the way in which some of the data is helping. The AI agents is something that I'm really noticing, the glucose monitoring as well. How are you evolving to ensure that you get a bigger demographic?
Well, you know, one of our core demographics is women, and we've been expanding the value that we deliver for women. I mean, this last year, we introduced pregnancy insights, menopause features, and we've been continuing to push on this idea of the fertile window, which is helping women or couples conceive. So that's one way. But as you think about the areas of expansion for us, you know, we think about metabolic, because the one thing that you do more often than sleep that affects your health is eat. And so if we can help you build healthy habits around eating, that's hugely powerful. In addition, we're continuing to expand in fitness. We're looking very much at the ways that sleep can be played to interact with other parts of your health to give you a holistic picture of your health. And then this fall, of course, a very exciting time of year. Lots of exciting new things will be coming down the pike.
What's been so interesting is also who you've been selling to, whether it's corporates or also institutions. I'm thinking of the US military, Aura's largest business customer, we understand, tens of thousands of service members using the rings. You're doing fatigue tracking, you're doing research, but you also got sort of caught in a PR firestorm, shall I say. As suddenly there was a lot of, well, people would say misinformation, fake news around how you've had to integrate within Palantir's own use of FedStart. What did you learn from that experience, Tom? You had to get on TikTok yourself.
Yeah, yes, I think that the truth is that when your customers are upset, you absolutely need to listen to them. So we take the concerns that were raised incredibly seriously. Privacy is a third rail, especially for women. And so we took that incredibly seriously. I took to TikTok myself to address our customers directly. But let me address the misinformation. Basically, there is no scenario under which the consumer system and the consumer data would be shared with anyone at Palantir or anyone in the government. So that's just not a thing. They are two separate systems. And of course, the most important thing is that privacy is like the most important thing that we do. We're focused on your health, and so delivering your health means protecting the precious and private information that's so sensitive. And so that's just a core thing. It's a commitment. We will never sell your data, and we will never share your data without your consent. If you want to share your data to be part of a scientific study, we will absolutely enable that, and we'll give you the tools and the power to control it.
Tom, we've done so much on this program this year on the electronics supply chain. You know, even on the innovation side, miniaturization of electronics. But I think it's fair to ask, you know, how you're exposed to a supply chain outside of the United States. Anything you've done to respond to the policies of this administration in that respect?
You know, President Trump said he was going to raise the tariffs, so we took him at his word. We were well prepared, and we managed that quite effectively. We don't manufacture in China. In fact, we opened up a factory in the U.S., in Mexico, to help us manufacture and meet that demand, and that turned out to be a very foresightful decision. We also manufacture in Eastern Europe, and now we'll be opening up a factory in the United States, in Fort Worth, and that actually will be there to service our customers who are in the military. There will be special security and very stringent standards around the data that goes onto the ring itself. So it's actually quite an exciting time for us from a manufacturing standpoint, because we've avoided most of the fracas around tariffs.
And I have to ask you about some of the news of the day in talent. H-1B visas is what we've discussed. Yep. But with that footprint in the U.S. you're building, what's that look like for you in hiring competitively on engineering in particular?
Yeah, we are investing hugely in the United States. In fact, we have about 1,000 employees at Oura now, and over 60% of them are actually in the U.S. So we're less exposed to that kind of H-1B risk, and since many of our technical talent comes from Finland as well, but they reside in Finland, it's less of a concern. That being said, I think it's really important, maybe for the entire tech industry, to really look at this and make sure that we're solving this problem. I kind of subscribe to Kathy's point. I think we're going to see something where this is really a negotiating standard. I'm not sure it's going to hold.